Today I'm at Huddersfield Golf Club and I'm going to be testing out Cobra's first ever putter. Now there's some serious technology packed into this, so we better get started. I've finished my testing outside now, but I've come inside to talk you through it because it's December and I was freezing. Now in terms of looks, typically I don't go for blade putters, but there is something more appealing about the slightly larger size of this. I think over the ball it's definitely more confidence inspiring than you would get with a typical blade. Also from behind you can really see the intricate dealing in this lattice structure, and I really love the design of this and the way it stands out on the course. I also really like the colouring and the design of the club face. But then over the ball, I don't really love the shape of the putter. It's not something that if I saw it on a shelf or a rack of putters would draw me to pick it up. But having said that, I don't really dislike it either. And I did find that the alignment aids here were really easy to use, which is definitely important. Now really overall this has a very futuristic modern style that's not going to suit everyone, but I think you have to admire the amount of new technologies and different things that are going on in here, and I think from that point of view it is really eye-catching. Now it probably was the feel of this club that surprised me the most. Overall I really like the weighting and the feel in that point of view. I'm kind of surprised there's a steel shaft in this. I probably was expecting them to go for maybe a graphite or something a bit more out there given the other technologies in the club, but generally it feels really well balanced and it works within this club. Overall you can definitely notice this is a pretty heavy build. I think for the majority of golfers this is a really good thing because often people are using putters that are too light and they're really easy to take off path and not put a good stroke on it, so I think having something heavier like this really helps you feel the club face well. Now typically I do prefer a slightly larger than standard grip, and that's what we have got here. It works really nicely with the claw grip, which is what I use. I also think for the majority of golfers having something a bit bigger really helps with stability. Now most importantly in terms of feel, how does it feel off the face? I have to say I was quite surprised by this. Given all the tech in it, I was worried maybe we were going to lose something in terms of feel, but this feels so good off the face. It's actually really soft. Maybe they should have called it Super Soft instead of Super Sport. Anyway, let's take a look at the tech. There is a serious amount of tech packed into this new putter, and first up, the most obvious one is definitely the 3D printed story. The new process uses heat-treated stainless steel to 3D print this pretty complicated internal lattice. Now this structure allows a serious amount of weight saving, meaning Cobra can move that extra mass out to the sides of the putter, which is going to give you more MOI and more stability. And that's not all. The lattice also fine-tunes feel. Cobra have also partnered with SICK on these putters and introduced their descending loft technology onto the club face. This basically means there are different amounts of loft on different parts of the putter face. There is more loft at the top of the putter, around 4 degrees, and then 1 at the bottom. And you can really see this clearly from the design with the 4 different sections marking the different amounts of loft. The reason for this is to give you a really consistent launch angle on your putts, no matter what height you hit it off the club face, so it's really going to help if you don't deliver the club consistently every time. Now having a good launch angle is really important as it affects how much your ball skips and hops before it starts rolling, and getting it rolling as quick as possible is really crucial in terms of controlling your speed and also controlling your start line. Now finally in terms of technology, this is a Cobra club, so obviously it's got the Arcos Cobra Connect grip in it. Okay, that's all the tech, but how did I actually get on with it when I was out on the course? I haven't used a blade putter for a long time now, as generally they just don't feel as stable as mallets. However, with the extra MOI available here thanks to the 3D printed lattice, this really is a game changer in terms of forgiveness. It feels so stable throughout the stroke, it almost feels like you're using a mallet. Another thing I really liked about the performance here was the heavier weighting in the head. It just made me feel like I could control my club more during the stroke, and also I could really feel where the club head was. Okay, but the big question, how does it roll? This rolls so well. As soon as I saw the SICK technology in the face, I mean, I knew it was going to roll well, but I was still surprised just how good it was. I'd never used a putter with this technology before, and I was really surprised just how consistent it was, especially on long range putts. You're getting a really true roll and a really consistent speed on the greens. Typically sometimes I can struggle with long distance putting because I often leave them short. I didn't find this was the case with this putter because it was rolling out so consistently I could almost judge the distance better, so I was really consistent on those long putts and I was also getting the ball to the hole easier. I think this is really going to suit someone who likes the look of the blade over the ball or something slightly smaller in size, but really needs that forgiveness of a mallet and feels like they're stuck in between two. But really, because it's so forgiving, it can definitely sit in the middle of that and offer people who typically go into a mallet something different. To say there were so many new and different technologies combined in this club, I think Cobra have really delivered something here. I would happily put this in play, although I definitely need to cut it down a little bit first. Right, that's all for today. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like this video and make sure you subscribe to our channel too. And if you're after more golf content, head up to the National Good Golfer social media channels for more.